Lucy, a young woman with inquisitive eyes and a thirst for adventure, stared at the crimson envelope. The invitation inside, penned in elegant calligraphy, beckoned her to Blackwood Manor.
Claire, my dearest friend, who had vanished without a trace months ago.
Excitement bubbled within Lucy, tinged with unease. Claire, missing for so long, had reached out. The manor, shrouded in unsettling rumours, was said to consume those who dared to enter. Despite the gnawing fear, Lucy felt a pull toward the unknown. It was a chance to reunite with Claire, a chance she couldn't ignore.
I have to find her, I just have to.
With a mix of apprehension and determination, she set off on a journey to Blackwood Manor, unaware of the nightmare that awaited her. The journey was long and arduous. As she neared the manor, the once bright afternoon surrendered to an ominous twilight. The setting sun cast long, eerie shadows that danced menacingly around her. Blackwood Manor loomed ahead, an imposing silhouette against the darkening sky. The once grand estate now stood in a state of disrepair, its stone walls covered in creeping vines, like skeletal fingers reaching out to ensnare her. The iron gates, rusted and creaking, seemed to groan in protest as she pushed them open.
The air, it feels so heavy, and the silence, it's almost deafening.
The air grew heavy with the scent of decay, and the silence was deafening, broken only by the rustling leaves. As she approached the manor, a cold wind whispered through the trees, sending shivers down her spine. It was as if the very air around the manor was heavy with dread, warning her to turn back.
I can't turn back now. I have to know what happened to Claire.
Taking a deep breath, Lucy stepped across the threshold and into the manor. The heavy oak door slammed shut behind her with a resounding boom, echoing through the empty hall like a death knell. Inside, the manor was shrouded in an almost unnatural silence. Dust lay heavy on the antique furniture, and cobwebs adorned every corner. It was as if time had stood still within these walls, preserving the manor in a state of perpetual decay.
This place, it's like a ghost of what it once was.
Lucy wandered through the darkened hallways, her footsteps echoing on the marble floors. Each room she entered was empty, yet she couldn't shake the feeling that she was being watched. The air grew colder as she descended deeper into the heart of the manor.
My heartbeat, I can hear it so clearly, it's like a drum pounding in my ears.
She could hear the sound of her own heartbeat in her ears, a frantic rhythm that mirrored the growing unease within her. In the grand ballroom, a single chandelier hung precariously from the ceiling, its crystals catching the faint light filtering through the grimy windows. It was a scene of faded grandeur, a haunting reminder of the life that once filled these halls.
Claire, where are you? What happened here?
Lucy's voice echoed through the empty ballroom, swallowed by the eerie silence that seemed to consume everything within the manor. One room, smaller than the others, appeared to be a child's nursery. A rocking horse stood frozen mid-gallop, its once bright paint now faded and peeling. On the wall, a child's drawing, rendered in crayon, depicted a shadowy figure with glowing red eyes.
As I stared at the drawing, I couldn't shake the feeling that the figure was staring back, its malevolent gaze piercing my very soul. It was a chilling reminder that something sinister lurked within these walls.
A sudden gust of wind rattled the windows, momentarily plunging the room into darkness. When the light returned, Lucy could have sworn that the figure in the drawing had moved, its red eyes seeming to follow her every move.
Turning away from the unsettling image, I noticed a small wooden door hidden behind a tattered tapestry. Curiosity piqued, I reached for the handle, my fingers trembling slightly.
The door creaked open, revealing a dark and narrow staircase leading down into the bowels of the manor. A cold draught carrying the scent of damp earth and something vaguely metallic wafted up from the shadows below. Hesitantly, Lucy descended the steps, her hand trailing along the damp stone wall. The air grew thick with the smell of decay, and the silence was broken only by the sound of her own ragged breathing.
At the bottom of the stairs, I found myself in a long, narrow corridor. As I made my way down the hallway, I noticed a tall, ornate mirror at the far end. A figure flickered in the reflection, but when I turned, there was no one there. panic surged through me, cold and sharp, constricting my throat. I was trapped, alone in the dark heart of Blackwood Manor, with something sinister lurking just beyond my sight.
The figure in the mirror moved closer, its features slowly resolving into something familiar, something that sent a chill down her spine. It was Claire, but not as she remembered her. Her eyes glowed with an unnatural light, her smile cold and predatory.
Hello, Lucy. We've been expecting you.